want me to wrap up all of Smash. It means so much to me, and I really do think it was important.
I don't think other games are like this. They don't love. No one loves their game like we love Melee, and I can say that confidently.
There's a reason this game gets so much love and actually deserves it. Back when it came out, I was a mere child that loved video games. So it would just happen that I would love this video game. I mean, how could you not? They have all the best Nintendo homies. You got the Curbster, the Fast Man, and the Robot. And it even had the cute anime boy with a sword, just like my favorite anime. Plus this game just had barrels and barrels of fun content. You got a bunch of cool levels. Guess what? You can only play on 5 of them. You got a bunch of cool items to use. Guess what? You can only use none of them. And you got a bunch of sick-ass trophies that were cool to look at and gave history. Guess what? I didn't like reading back then, so I didn't know shit about anything about these trophies. Now the game had 3 types of story modes for the single player. First, you got your classic, which was basically Smash 64, and that's really all I can say about it. It was basically Smash 64 story mode. And then you got adventure mode, which was a shitty Kirby game, but whatever, it's fine because the last one, after unlocking all the characters, you get all-star mode. And basically you just fight against every single character, like it was a Kirby boss battle rush and Kirby Superstar. And then they had this sweet-ass baseball game where you just beat the shit out of a sandbag and smash it with a home run bat just to see how far you could go. In fact, this is what baseball games should try to do. It's fun and not boring. Then they had this mode where you just try to beat up wireframe things. They suck dick. There was nothing special about them. They didn't have any cool moves, except they made a hard version of it in cruel mode, and they would just beat your ass instantly. And there was a stupid ass gaming magazine back in the day that said if you beat 20 of these things, you gotta unlock Sonic. Guess what, guys? Sonic's not in the game. Basically, the magazine just said fuck you to everyone. So, I lost a lot of time of my life trying to do that. Alright, enough with these dumb single player games. Then they had Break the Targets, which actually wasn't that shitty, and it was pretty fun, and you gotta learn how to move around with your characters and use all of your special abilities. Nice. But the single player mode isn't what makes this game so legendary. It's in the multiplayer where this game really shines through. Multiplayer back then, it really was just a fun party game. You know, you just grabbed a couple of your friends and you would go in the game, toss Pokeballs at each other, use a bunch of bullshit items to kill each other. Someone would try to Falcon punch you, or a Kirby would try to suck you up and jump off the cliff. Yeah, good times. But my baby little boy brain didn't know what this game was capable of until Samox made a documentary about Super Smash Bros. Melee. The documentary came out in 2013, and at the time, I looked at this and I was like, a documentary about a video game I loved back in the day? Yeah, sure, I'll check it out. Holy shit, what the hell is going on? How the hell is the character moving this fast? My God, how is this freaking possible? After shedding a couple tears, the spark ignited in me to play this game again. Wait, but what the hell was so special about the documentary? So glad you asked, scripted crowd man. The documentary basically goes over how the competitive scene grew and why Smash Melee is one of the most advanced fighting games ever, and talks about the big boy players in the game, aka the top players, aka the gods of this game. Now what separates this game from every other fighting game is that you're not constricted to this singular platform, and you're not staring at each other's eyes wanting to smooch each other, which is fine. Everything's good about smooching, but you know, you don't always need to smooch each other, all right? And these platforms, baby, you can jump on a platform, be in a better position, and drop down bombs on kids. And this game doesn't have health bars. You got percentages, baby. That's freaking math. Now, I want to talk about percentages for a hot second, because this is what makes the game so dynamic and cool. Basically, starting out, you start at 0%, and you basically have to beat the shit out of the other person to get high percent. Now at low percent, you get low knockback. So if someone doesn't move, you barely go anywhere. But the higher you go, the farther the character goes. And then eventually you can kick the character's ass so far that they hit the death box and die. Now this is really important to know because at certain percentages, you can do sick ass combos that won't work at other percentages. So it's wise to know how to combo at different percentages to really slammer blast your friend or enemy, or you know what, they're both the same. In any other fighting game, you can just input the combo and expect the same results every single time, which is nice knowing as long as you can execute it well. But in Smash, you could input the same exact combo and it might not work. And this makes being a spectator super fun. And don't get me even started with DI, because DI is directional influence, and this is what can make it so much harder to kill somebody. When you're in the hit stun phase, which is basically after someone punches you, you get a chance to change your launch trajectory slightly. So if you smash your controller stick into one direction or break the controller stick, chances are you're gonna fuck up the trajectory and it's gonna be harder for them to land their combo and they're gonna be pissed. And this is what makes DI so awesome, because you can piss other people off. The combos in this game are absolutely beautiful to watch. I never get tired of seeing a Marth omni-slash someone off a cliff and then dunk them into the dumpster. Now, why there's only 5 stages that you can play it in this game, and what the fuck, no items to use? How the hell am I supposed to win if I can't throw a freaking Pokeball, get a Snorlax and ruin their day, or pick up a hammer and instantly kill them? In competitive Melee, they had to take out as many random factors as they could to make this more skill-based, which means a lot of maps had to go. Well, it may suck that you can only use like 5 stages in this game, but it actually has a lot to offer. I mean, you don't really get to see this shit in other fighting games, and there's disadvantages and advantages depending on what characters you play as. Now, let's talk about the limited characters that you can play as in this game. I mean, you can play as any character, but at the top level play, there's like 6, and plus some if you want to joke around or have fun. But the main characters are Fox, Falco, Captain Falcon, Peach, Marth, and Sheik. Those are the characters that you'll see a lot, and they'll probably kick your ass. Unless you're freaking H-Box and play as this little shit. The game actually has a lot of fun characters outside of top 6. I mean, I like playing as Luigi because you can just wave dash across the whole stage like it's a goddamn ice rink, and then you can just freaking up B someone into hell. I mean, heaven. But still, even the top characters in this game are all pretty unique and different. I mean, just look at the space animals. They have a frame 1 attack that literally pisses everyone off, but once you see it in action, it's pretty freaking awesome.
I don't know, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? These two definitely got to play. Oh, West, the balls.
Oh! Then there's Pretty Boy Marth that can do some pretty sick stuff like the Ken combo, plus his sword does more damage at the tip of it, and this can result in some pretty zany stuff. Then there's Captain Falcon, probably the coolest character in the game because he has all the flashy moves. He's got the Falcon Punch, which you probably try to use on your friends and miss 100% of the time, but it feels so good once you land it. And then he's also got the knee and the stomp. And plus it feels so good just running at 1,000,000 miles an hour just to beat the other person's ass with this character. Then there's Peach, and she just tosses shit at you. Then there's Sheik, who likes the number 2 and also likes bread and butter. Now the real shitty thing about this game is that it can injure your stupid ass fingers by playing it too much. Because of how fast you have to put in inputs, I actually injured my own thumb with this. And this is no joke, this actually happens pretty frequently in this game and has ended multiple people's careers. And that's why Melee fucking sucks. Nah, just kidding. Hacks Money made a freaking new controller and I started playing this all over again. Playing this game with other people kind of sucks. You either have to have a friend that wants to get better with you, and if they don't, then they probably will end up playing with you because then you'll get better than them and then be like, fuck this, I'm just losing all the time. Or 2, go to tournaments, and that kind of sucks if you live in like a place that doesn't have many tournaments around you. And then there's the third option, which was the best option, is net play, which you had to sign up on a website, then you had to go look for other players, and then you had to like try to match each other's buffers so you would not have as much lag. And then when you play the game, it could end up being laggy anyways, and it's not quite the same experience when you're fighting someone on like a CRT or in person. It just isn't the same. Until Slippy came out with Rollback, baby! Honestly, this is probably just as big as the documentary coming out. Melee having matchmaking inside the game without going to another website, signing up, and finding players, freaking talking to the player, fuck that. And then once you get into the game, it fucking lags and you're just like, fuck! Online now, it just feels smooth as butter. And it's all thanks to Fizzy, aka Slippy, aka the guy that saved Melee again. And it's absolutely bonkers that he made this in 6 months when there's big boy companies out there that have a lot of people and it takes them years to do this. If you get net play or rollback, be sure to support the boy because it's absolutely insane that he made a game that was not made for online 19 years ago to enable matchmaking inside the game, which freaking is awesome. This game was developed in just 13 months, and Sakurai would describe this time as destructive. In his efforts though, he made quite possibly the greatest game of all time and is still being played by thousands. Even though Nintendo doesn't really seem to care about this game anymore, it's nice to see the fans of the game continue its legacy.